Hi, it's Don Sanders, and I want to thank you for turning in today for our webinar, which is going to be about receiving lower pricing from suppliers. And I've come up with this because distributors seem to be possessed with getting cheaper prices, and I think because of that, we've kind of lost our way on how we should actually make our sales. Not saying anything that lower pricing is bad, but I'm going to try and give you some alternatives and some way you can get lower pricing from suppliers in a natural way, which would be selling more orders. And I want to thank all the suppliers that are shown on the screen right now. I work with all these suppliers. I've placed orders with them. I've known them forever, and they're all top suppliers that will never let you down. In fact, if they do, if you will let me know, I will be happy to help you with any problems. And I can say that because these are all stand-up suppliers. And I want to thank particularly Distributor Central for being part of these webinars or making them possible, because my friend Alex Garcia is going to introduce himself here in a couple of slides, and then he's going to do a presentation for you, a brief presentation on how Distributor Central can help you sell more orders, which will get you lower pricing. So with that said, one thing that I want to ask you is, why are distributors so possessed with cheaper prices? And I've been doing this a long time, and promo has morphed from selling the best products. Distributors used to think the way to get orders was to sell the best products, to selling ones produced faster. Distributors would get orders away from their competitors because they could produce the order faster because they had a better reputation with the supplier than the competitor, the distributor they were competing about. And now it seems that distributors only think they can sell because they have to be cheaper. And I don't absolutely think that's the truth. So the first thing that many distributors ask is, I must have EQ pricing on my order. They don't ask the supplier how to sell their products. They don't want to know about the products. They just want to know about the pricing. And I really do think that's a mistake, just coming right out of the box on dealing with a new supplier. And I've got two great coupons on the screen right now. One from Quickie for a die charge. Quickie is an absolutely wonderful family-owned supplier. I'm going to talk about those a little bit later in the show. And Bensel, who does just great order production, and they have a $25 off an order coupon on the screen that just went away. Now, the way I look at it, distributors seeking lower pricing do this because they lack product expertise. And if you don't really know the difference in products, and someone comes at you and says, well, you know, I can get a lower price from so-and-so, you think, oh my goodness, how are they able to do that? Well, a lot of people don't understand that there is a big difference in these products, and things are cheaper for a reason. Some products are just not worth anything, and I wouldn't take them if somebody gave them to me. So the promo industry has gotten famous for being one industry that attracts a lot of price cutters. And EQP pricing was started by desperate suppliers looking to get orders from distributors. So they thought, if I sell cheaper to distributors, they'll come buy from me. Well, those were basically suppliers that didn't know what they were doing. And then those were the people that were attracted to that. They started asking other suppliers, well, give me EQP pricing. And this is just morphed into kind of a crazy situation. But the thing that it does is it affects your profits. And the way to sell more orders is to have higher standards, not cheaper prices. And I'm going to tell you about this as we go along during the show. Now, the way you receive preferred supplier pricing or preferred supplier services is you sell more orders for suppliers. Larger distributors that we compete with, they get a better price because they place more orders. But I don't begrudge them for doing that. They give a lot more order business to suppliers, but I never worried about the price. I worried about getting the orders done and the products getting there on time. So my question to you, after you look at these great coupons on the screen from Berlekamp and Edwards, is what are you doing to sell more orders? Now, here is Alex's picture. I'm going to let him introduce himself to you. And the majority of distributors, in my opinion, have an inadequate web presence. And I'm going to let Alex introduce himself to you because he is someone that can help you have a great web presence. Are you there, Alex?
I am. Thanks, Don. Yeah, my name's Alex Garcia. I'm a software support specialist over here at Distributor Central. Like Don said, stick around to the end and we'll go over Distributor Central, show you how it can, you can utilize it in your business through order management, product research, or even building your own website so your customers can check out all these awesome products that you guys have to offer and place orders for them.
Well, Alex is not lying to you about that. I've known Distributor Central since they started. It's about 20 years ago, the first time that I started my website. And they have the sharpest programmers, in my opinion. There are a lot of other providers who do some of the things that Distributor Central does, but not the whole package of them. So Alex is going to talk to you a little bit later. And if you'll please listen to him, I really think that he can help you. And there's a $5 off an order coupon on the screen right now, and that'll get you help right off the bat. $5 is not that much, but in today's world, $5 is good to have. And they have that program with certain suppliers that you enter orders through Distributor Central on their order management program. Now, one thing that I've never done, and the reason that I sell a lot of orders, is I avoid price-only buyers, like this nerdy man up here on the right. I would never sell someone like that, because you can tell from somebody just talking to them originally or their body language that they're going to beat you to death on the pricing. And I don't want to be beaten to death on pricing. Now, my standards are, and my number one standard is not selling orders below 40% profit margin. I don't do that. If I don't make money on these orders, I walk away from them and spend time looking for somebody that I can make money off of. And I establish standards and I sell by those standards 90% of the time. I'm not going to lie to you and say I do it 100% of the time, because if somebody said, Don, you know what, if you'll sell me this order and you can make 21%, I'll give you the credit card right now, you can charge it and get it to me, I'm telling you, I would take the order. But that would be with them paying for it up front, and that would be total. So I'm not going to lie to you and say I do it 100% of the time, but 90% of the time I sell my orders at over 40%. Two more great coupons on the screen, Logomat and Trainter. Now, my standards, or my other standards, are not selling difficult prospects. I don't sell people that are hard to deal with. I don't want to sell anybody if they don't pay me. I never bid on state or government jobs. I don't want that business. That's a slow pay environment, and you don't make any money off of it. I don't like dealing with non-decision makers. If you can't be the buyer, I don't want you taking the information to somebody else. I deal with the decision maker. I don't like excessive sample requesters. People want samples and samples and samples, but they never buy. I don't like clients that don't meet their deadlines. If they give me an order and I need that artwork by tomorrow to get that order out, I've got to have it. If you can't do that, I don't want to fool with you. And I don't want to deal with prospects that go look at things online and then come back and say, Don, I saw this online. What price can you give me? I want people to hire me by buying from me, by letting me look for the products from them. And let me give you an example of something that happened to a distributor who called me one time. She had bid on 500,000 magnets from the Postal Service. She got the order because she was really cheap. The problem is when she got the order, she didn't have the funding to produce the order. It was going to be an overseas job. It was going to take 4 to 6 months to do it. She had to find an agent to broker it. The agent wanted half the money up front, the other half at time of shipment. She did not have the money. I believe that this was a $130,000 order. She had to pay the factoring company about 19–20% as a factoring charge. So I believe that she made 5 cents a magnet on a 20-cent cost magnet. So she made $3,000 on a $130,000 order, thinking, you know, if I sell this order one time, I'll sell it forever. I am never taking the risk associated with making that low of money on that big an order. And so the woman asked me what to do. I told her to pass on the order, but she didn't do that. She went on and she did it. And you know what? The Postal Service took her 9 months to pay, and with her interest even being more, she ended up losing money on the order. So with that horror story, let's move on to something more positive, and that's how networking has come back. Networking is back. in-person events are here, and I have gotten a lot of business with networking. And one thing that I did just to pick up my networking is I got some mats from Logo Mats, and I would go to a chamber networking event, stand in the middle of the room and stand on my mat, and you cannot believe how many people would come up to me and say, Don, what are you doing standing on that mat? But I am telling you, it got me so much business. Thinking out of the box and being different is how you get business, not cheaper pricing. At least that's the way I think about it. Logo Mats is a great supplier. There's a discount coupon on the screen right now, and Miles Wadsworth, M. Wadsworth at logomatsllc.com. He can help you with these mats. And I do this stuff because I have to make a living. It's just like I get personal every time I go to any network event. I don't talk to people about business, products, cheaper things. I talk to them about building bonds with them. I ask them where they were born. Have you been to this event before? Do you have pets? What sports do you like? Tell me about your children. Once I can build that personal relationship, I am going to be able to sell them. So I even wear temporary tattoos to networking events to show that I am different. And Sticker U is a sponsor of my webinars. They make great temporary tattoos. And the ones I bought were a horned lizard, because I went to TCU and I would put these on my wrist or on my arm, and I'd show people. And they'd say, Dad, Don, is that a real tattoo? And I'd go, no, it's a temporary tattoo. I do things like this, and I do it to get business, and it works. Promo at stickeru.com if you would like to have tattoo samples. Now, here's another cool thing I've learned about from 8-Legged Media. They have a thing called Dash Connections. It's a card that is loaded with your contact information. So if you go to a networking event and you want somebody to propagate your information in their phone, you pull that card out, you tap it on the screen of their phone, and your information goes into their contact list. The great thing about this is sometimes I have forgotten I didn't take enough business cards to events. Other times I'll leave the house always with cards, but if I don't have it, I've run into situations where people will go, well, Don, do you have a card? And I'll go, oh gosh, I forgot to bring one. But if I had my Dash Connect card, all I would have done is take it out of my money clip, tap it on their phone, and these will work with about 85% of phones today. They have the chip that will render this able to work. It's dash at 8lmedia.com, and it'll give you a whole new way to connect with prospects. Now, Fred is going good right here because he's satisfied that one business card rules them all. Again, if you don't have a card with you, all you got to do is whip out your Dash card. In fact, one card will do it all for you. So give them an email at that email, and Peter will get back with you and tell you about this. It's not expensive, but it's one of the coolest ways to connect with people, because in today's world, you've got to be tech savvy, and this is a cool thing that I don't think that any other supplier is offering this. But give them an email at dash at 8lmedia.com, or there's their phone number. A very cool item to improve your business. Now, I network all the time. Tremendous amount of my business comes from networking, friends, referrals. That's where I get them. But working elections is the ultimate networking, and I do a lot of political campaign work. The reason being is politics has gotten to be so hateful now. It's either one way or the other. So I'll take my way, and I bond with people working elections. That's going door to door. That's working phone banks. And when you meet somebody working an event or working an election, you just ask them what they do for a living. If they say, well, Don, I own the garden center over there on Highway 75, I'd turn around and say, well, do you ever buy anything with your name on it? I'd love to come over and call on you. The bonds that you can build meeting people, doing election volunteerings, are invaluable and are hard to be broken. And a great thing to sell to candidates and to campaign workers are logo mats with a contacts with the candidate's logo on it. So if you want to make some money by meeting contacts, sell mats to candidates and to volunteers, Logo Mats LLC is where I would go for that. And I'm not kidding you. Long-term clients are met during election volunteering. Now, another thing that I'm doing right now is vertically marketing my customers. I haven't been so good about this in the past. I used to do the Dallas Zoo volunteer program. I sold them all of their promotional products to reward volunteers for working a certain amount of hours at the zoo. And I sat right there for 13 years doing that business, and I never vertically marketed uniform programs to the zoo, and the zoo bought all of those different type of volunteer or zoo worker garments on the screen right now. So they had a restaurant, they had food cart, exhibit directors, tour guides, and after all, the animals in the zoo wear uniforms, and so their workers do too. My vertical marketing skills were low, and I probably lost a couple of $100,000, maybe more, by not vertically marketing to people. Go to the customers that you have and start selling them uniforms. Somebody's selling them uniforms. B. Guerin, Brett Guerin at edwardsgarment.com. If you'll email Brett, he's a fine guy. He will teach you how to sell uniform programs. And here's some tips on where to vertically market. If you're calling on a healthcare company, maybe you're calling on a hospital and doing their name badges. I used to do a lot of name badges for hospitals, but there are buyers of uniforms at a healthcare provider. That would be the department heads. If you're selling a hotel, their name badges. Their hospitality manager buys uniforms. There's the list right there on the left. If you have a transportation company, maybe you'd have a car service that takes you to the airport. Well, ask that car service driver who to talk to, because somebody would be buying those uniforms. Each one of your accounts or people that you're calling on has a uniform buyer if they're a company of a certain type or a certain size. B. Guerin at edwardsgarment.com. I talk about them in every one of these webinars because they are a great company, and this is a market that most distributors are ignoring. Now, I know a lot of distributors will complain about shipping delays or the end of the world. Well, what I've done on these shipping delays is I'm just honest, and I tell all my customers, I don't know if that order is going to be there or not, but let's make sure it does by ordering it early. I use a negative to make a positive. I tell all my customers up front today, let's get that order in, because you never know when the shipper is going to get it to you. It's not so much the supplier producing it, it's the shipper sending you these messages of delays. I get them from FedEx about every week about a weather delay. I know they can't help it, those planes can't fly, but that is not good for my customer needing an item for a dated event. Trainer coupon on the screen right now for a free dye, and promo sticker U has a great 15% offer on self promo sticker orders. So use negatives to your advantage, not a way for you to feel sorry for yourself. Now, a rush order supplier that can deliver, and I mean never miss, would be Snugs. I've dealt with Snugs USA forever. That is a great supplier with a multitude of different products, and you'll never miss rush orders again if you'll check out their Zip It services. It's no excuse on-time delivery. You can go to the Snugs website. I'm telling you about the supplier because they can deliver. I read these promo chat sites every day. People are moaning about not being able to get their orders in. Well, if you'll sell for a supplier like Snugs, your order will be there. So check out the products that they have that can ship in one day. Now, I educate clients by defining products and telling them the differences. That is the way to beat price cutters, because price cutters and people that sell on price, they really don't know about products. And I got this from Brandon at Southern Plus. He sends out all kinds of cute little product ideas and things about how to sell products, and he calls this intentional. Well, in is because a poncho is better to be worn out than in, than tent, shun, all. It's just cute. I send things like this to my customers. I'll take what he sent it to my customers by email. I will post this on Facebook, post it on LinkedIn, and my customers know that I am actually thinking about why they should buy the product, not just go out and find a cheaper price on a bunch of cheap ponchos, but tell a customer what selling ponchos does for them and sell them a quality poncho, which would be one that would come from Southern Plus. I'm not pushing ponchos on this, but I'm using it as an example of a way that you can be different than these price sellers that just sell anything to make any amount of money. Knowledge destroys other competitors. Knowing what you're talking about, being able to retort, saying, yes, I know that poncho's cheaper, but it's 3 mil, mine's 5 mil. That is how you get orders from price sellers. Now, poncho samples, you can get them from order entry at southernplus.com. And I love the way that little thing did that at the bottom of the screen. In fact, whenever I send little these slides and things to different customers of mine, I think that's a cool little way to get their attention. I just learned about how to do that the other day. But selling ponchos to bars and restaurants, that's a good market for them because all food service delivery drivers would keep these in their vehicles. So if they're out delivering a pizza, maybe they've got a poncho that was given them from a hot wings place. Well, they're advertising the hot wings place when they're delivering the pizza to a food buyer. This is a great product to sell to bars and restaurants for them to do cross marketing. We're talking about cross marketing. You can do that by selling ponchos from Southern Plus. Now let's talk about dealing with the elephant in the room. I'm not going to name any suppliers' names, but there's a big supplier that actually runs ads on television. I see them all the time. And people ask me, Don, how do I compete with that huge supplier? They get cheaper pricing than I do. They have products I can't get and blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't compete with them because I don't call on people that would deal with them. There are a segment of customers that are looking for quality. They want their orders done and they want the person to know something about it. So when dealing with a large distributor or larger distributors, the best way to do that is to have product knowledge and personality. That is how you defeat them. And here's my great coupon from Vincent on the screen. And I work with Apogee. John Gotchi is one of the finest people I've ever known in my life. He is who will help you with Apogee. They make the best one-off awards that are American made. And here's a $50 off your first order coupon of $150. He sent that to me yesterday, and you should take advantage of that. That is just a great supplier. And John will help you learn how to use knowledge to beat other distributors. Now, I talk about bottled water. I talk about Alexa Springs. I talk about them in every one of these webinars because bottled water is a product that people don't know anything about. They don't know that water sold by many suppliers was previously sewer water, since it comes from a municipal water source, which is a water treatment plant shown up there at the top of the screen. That water was once sewer water. Now, it is clean before it goes in the bottle, so it's not going to kill you, but it does not taste as good as Alexa Springs water. Stop losing water orders because you don't know the truth. Alexa Springs water comes from Mount Ida, Arkansas, comes up out of the ground naturally, comes out of these little spring tank houses, these little spring houses, these white houses, pumped into those big containers, and is bottled in Mount Ida, Arkansas. So a lot of suppliers are cheaper, but man, they're not going to tell you about the difference in water quality. You look at that screen right there from a water treatment plant. Purified water by reverse osmosis and oxygenate, whatever it is, that means that was sewer water at one time. Sell water where you can put natural spring water on the label. It'll give you a hands up on selling against cheaper water suppliers. And a lot of these water suppliers will use bait and switch tactics to sell orders. Alexa Springs has 7 different shipping locations, so they can calculate your freight exactly. Where these big water suppliers who have one shipping location, what they do is they add hidden shipping charge. The freight might be $300 from here to there, but if it's in this zone, you add another charge. They don't tell you that when they're trying to pitch you. You only find that out when you've placed the order. So Brian at alexasprings.com can help you with bottled water. It'll help you to sell by putting natural spring water on those labels and telling people there'll not be any hidden charges. A lot of companies buy bottled water. How about who takes care of your vehicle? Sell who sells you. You can leave water in the cup holders at car washes, detail shops, valet parkers, auto dealers, car repair shops. The people that take care of your car, or the companies that do, are all prospects for bottled water. So get out and sell people you deal with and do a trade out with them. Bottled water for their services. I do trade outs with suppliers all the time, for mats with my vet, to different the pizza place up near me. I sell them their magnets. I do a trade out on that. You can do that, but bottled water is a great product. Brian at alexasprings.com. Send him an email and he'll tell you how to get some water samples. Now, we're talking about this pricing, and people will ask me anyway, Don, tell me about these buying groups. Well, if I was going to compete with the elephant supplier, and I really wanted to get pricing and I needed it quickly, if I dealt with David Blaze, there's an email address right there. There's a site. It's David at smarteqp.com. He can help you with pricing with several or with many suppliers. So if you'll go at the end of this show and check out the video at smarteqp.com/Don, watch that and you can see what David does. I know every one of these buying groups. Most of them do nothing for you. They don't give you any training. But David's thing is not free. It's about $75 a month. But if you can't afford $75 a month, you don't need to be doing this. He can help you get lower pricing with suppliers. But not only will he help you do that, he'll give you training and he'll get you some quality connections to bounce ideas off of other distributors. So there is the URL to check into. And I'm telling you, if you want to get pricing and you want to get quickly, you want to get it in a right way, check out what David Blaze offers. I know every one of the buying groups, and this is the one that I would recommend if you want to do that. Now, we're talking about education. Here's Brandon Craig. I mentioned him earlier, but Southern Plus. When you go quote a chair order, does somebody come back and say, oh, I can get it cheaper than, let's say, $50. I can get it for $40. Well, does that person know how many pounds a $40 chair holds? No, they don't. Southern Plus chairs hold 400 pounds. These cheaper chairs hold about 275 or 300. And I'm telling you, 70% of distributors do not know how to answer objections because they don't understand product differences. So in any product, when you're beaten on the price, what you need to do is ask them about the quality. Does the person that's buying that cheap chair know it's going to break? Does the person buying an umbrella know that cheap umbrellas blow back in the wind? Well, there's a reason that things are cheaper. And I'll bet those big suppliers are not pushing the fact that chairs will break at a certain poundage. I bet they don't. But you can email Brandon Craig, and Brandon will do a personal training for you, about 20 minutes, on how to answer pricing objections. I've known him forever. It's Brandon at southernplus.com. He will help you answer product objections and keep you from losing orders from cheaper suppliers. Now, I always pocket prospect, and people ask me, Don, what is that? I always have products with my name on them with me when I go out to see people. One that I'm recommending right now is this 3-in-1 charger from Innovation Line. I know Chris Hodge that is head of marketing for that supplier, and you never know who you're going to meet. I guarantee you I've sold 500 orders in my life, from meeting people on subways in New York to chatting people up at TCU football games to Frog Club meetings I've gone to. I'll whip out one of these products with my logo, I'll give them, and I'll say, how about us buying some of these with your name on them, or can I come see you? If you'd like to have a sample of the pocket prospecting samples, hang on for the last slide, and I will have the email where you can email to get a sample. But be a pocket prospector. Don't run around with something don't run around without something with your name on it, because you just never know who you're going to meet who might be a buyer. And while we're talking about Innovation Line, they have 100 products available for 24-hour rush service. Another stand-up supplier besides Snuggs that can deliver for your rush orders. So don't lose orders because they cannot ship. Now, I create virtual samples constantly for my customers and my prospects. If I meet a new prospect, I'll strip the logo off of their website. I will send them a follow-up email or text, and I might send them a virtual with of a mat with their logo on it. Let's just talk about logo mats right here. I did 5 virtuals 2 years ago, right before the pandemic started, for customers that I thought would buy mats from me. My realtor, Virginia Cook, Macho Storage, a B&B up in Colorado, Castle Creek Manor, Grand Bank, a bank I banked at, and Best Court Hope Motel in Hot Springs, Arkansas. I sold 4 of the 5 because Logo Mats did the virtuals for me. The only reason I didn't sell all 5 is that's when the pandemic started, and the Best Court in Hot Springs, their business went down. So I closed 4 out of 5 of them. Go to logomatsllc.com. Easy to create your own virtuals there. We close 65 to 70% of virtual sample creations. I'm not kidding you about that. Distributors ask me all the time where to make decision makers. Don, I'm tired of getting the runaround. Who can I call on where I meet someone that can actually be the buyer? Well, craft brewery business is really good right now. Craft breweries, usually the owner is there. These type of family-owned craft breweries and different entities, the owners are usually present. So go talk to craft breweries, but sell them custom beer tap handles. I'd never sold any of these things before I met John Gotchi at Apogee, but check out what they've got. Email john.g@creativeawards.net. He will send you a sample. Call on these craft breweries and sell them custom beer taps. That's where you'll meet an owner. Same way with motorcycles. Every year I pitch Burlingame motorcycle products. That's a fine family supplier. Cycle shop owners are usually there. Big Harley dealers. The owner, those owners are there. You want to go somewhere where you can meet the owner, sell biker products. Sales at burlingame.com. If you want motorcycle biker license plate frames, or you want kick pad stands pads. These are great to hold bikes up. This is another market where owners are present. Just like restaurants and bars, I talked to you about selling uniforms for Edwards. Go in bars and restaurants. You go in there to drink, chat up the owner. You go in there for dinner, ask them if the owner is there. You're in there spending money. Why can't they listen to you after you give them money? That's the attitude that I have. But you're going to find complete buyers in a restaurant or bar because servers, bussers, back waiters, drive-through operators at to-go restaurants, they all need uniforms. So Brett Guerin, or B. Guerin at edwardsgarment.com, and there's a great coupon on the screen. If you'll email him, he will send you a free men's or ladies woven shirt for absolutely nothing. Another way to meet decision makers is to try and sell realtors mats. I've talked about this in webinars before. I go to a open house about an hour before it starts. I leave a mat, sample mat. I leave a catalog and a note, knowing that the realtor is going to have to come through that front door to open that house up and stay there for 2 hours. Well, I know that he or she's got my collateral material, but mats need realtors need mats to introduce themselves to buyers who come in and to keep open houses clean. M. Wadsworth at logomatsllc.com if you want a sample. And what I do is about 15 minutes before these open houses are over, I drop by and introduce myself to the realtor, say, I'm the one that left you the mat. I've gotten a lot of mat sales by doing that. Now, you should only send prospects professional product images. There are so many suppliers that cheap out product images. And if you're going to send stuff to people to show them how professional you are, they need to be quality product images, ones that are done professionally. edwardsgarment.com has all kinds of professionally done product images. Now let's talk about those product images. Snug Z has just come out with a swagger program, which is augmented reality. Now, I tried this the other day. It is the coolest thing I've ever seen. You take your phone and capture the QR code, and the product will come up on your screen like this Y7 Studio. It will populate a logo you've chosen, which will go on that product, and then that product will move left to right, top to bottom. It makes the imprint and the product pop off the screen. A lot different than that mess on the right there that I got off of a website, which is just a flat image which you can't even see. You can't even see the virtual. But go to snugzusa.com and look at this. It's way over my head mentally, but I am telling you, it will get you business because it shows what you know what you're doing. If you want professional things to post on Facebook and LinkedIn, up your social media presence. Go to southernplus.com. They've got like 60 high grade product idea flyers. Post these on your Facebook, post them on your LinkedIn, text them to your customers, email them to customers, but use suppliers that have professional product images because they make you look professional. Now, Alex is going to talk to you now while I rest and is going to tell you about some great things. He's going to screen share. And then when he gets finished, he'll come back and I'll finish up the webinar for you. And then at the end, I'll have a complete list of all of the email addresses you'll need to be able to check out all these great supplier offers. So are you ready to go, Alex?
Yes, I am. Thanks, Don. Just getting it switched over here real quick. Great stuff, Don. That Dash Connect card, huge thing. I can't tell you how many times somebody has come to talk to me about their business or whatnot, and it sounds great. And I'm like, do you have a card? And they're like, no, I don't have any cards, or I just ran out. And all they have to do is pull out that card. And what does everybody have with them these days? Their phone. So it's an awesome product. I really enjoyed learning
like it.
about
I've
that.
been doing this a long time and I act like I know what I'm doing, but I didn't learn about that thing. So now I feel like I'm pretty dumb. So
All right. Well, good afternoon, morning, depending on where you're at, everyone. Just want to talk to you a little bit about Distributor Central. So a lot of people in the industry have heard about us, but they don't really know what we do. So if you're new or if you've been with us for a while, we'll go over a couple things of kind of what we do. So basically, to break it down into simple terms, we provide an online e-commerce platform that brings the distributor and suppliers together. So the suppliers, they sign up with us, they upload their product data into our system, and then that allows you as a distributor to go in there and place orders for the products. You can build quotes, you can do presentations, you can do all kinds of stuff at your fingertips, all kinds of useful tools, and also build websites for your customers to start placing orders for. So what we try to do is we try to provide the most useful and user-friendly program in the industry. And what separates us from the rest, we get that asked a lot too, is since we're sponsored by the top suppliers in the industry, which able to let us offer our services to distributors at no charge. So we can build a website for you. We can help you out with anything that you might need, whether you're researching a product, anything at all in regards to the promotional products industry. One of the main highlight features is our websites, and we'll go over an example on that here shortly. But what I wanted to show you is kind of how the system looks. So once you log into your Distributor Central account, you'll get what's called your dashboard. And from your dashboard, you'll be able to see who the supplier is, net versus retail pricing. And this is where you can do all that I was talking about, send quotes, place orders, create presentations, and also websites. So one of the things that we pride ourselves in is our technology, and we have one of the most intricate search engines in the industry. So if I go up here just as an example and I start typing in Polo, you can see that our system's searching for it, and it's going to show back the first 3 results that come back in the search results. So if I click enter, then what you'll see is the results of our system going through and looking for the keyword Polo throughout all the products in our database. And so once it pulls up, you can see here just by the thumbnail, you can see who the supplier is down here at the bottom. You can do a quick view if you want to look at it and just kind of get a quick overview and see what the pricing is. But what really is good, and one of the main pain points, and Don has talked about this in his previous webinars too, and just in general in the promotional products industry, is inventory. And so that's one of the newest features that we've added. So if you see here, you can see who the supplier is. If I click on their name, it'll pull up their contact information. I can also send them a contact form. Over here, like I talked about earlier, you can see net versus retail. You can switch back and forth for that. You can request a quote, but inventory. So if you come down here and click inventory, and this is available not only for you, but also for your customers through the website. So you can see live inventory counts here of what's available. So you take away the chances of your customer or you ordering something for your customer only to let the supplier come back and say we're out of that particular style. So here you can see all the breakdown of what's available count-wise for each individual style. So that's something that's really major pain point in the industry right now. So we try to utilize that through our inventory live count. Show you a quick example of a website here real quick. So basically what we've done is we've taken all the hard work out for you, and we've created what's called our website templates. So we've basically built these basic templates that have all kinds of products, collections, images, graphics, all kinds of things on them. So all you would have to do, like for this one example, and you can, these are all live, is when you're going through the process, you just upload your logo and then you can change the colors, and then everything is connected back to your account. So you can fully get in there and customize your website. And if you are one of those people that you don't have to be a website designer or a graphic designer, but if you are, you can get in there and you can do custom CSS, HTML, JavaScript, all that good stuff if you really want to get in there and customize it yourself. So like I said, those are just a couple few things. If you guys don't have an account with us, simply go over to distributorcentral.com, and up here you'll see start today. I'm signed in, so it's saying my dashboard, which would return me back to the website. If you are already signed up with us and you're looking for help videos, you can come up here to resources and you can go to training videos. And then here you'll find a page that has all our previous webinars that we've done. So you can go to like the recently added and see what's new. And we also have a featured section to help you get started. Like I said, it's a great tool for you to utilize at your fingertips. You don't have to pay anything, no monthly charge, nothing like that. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. You can email us anytime at info@distributorcentral.com or call us at 888-516-7401. And last but not least, if you do have an account, at the bottom left when you log in, and I'll show you here real quick, you have the function to, there's a live chat. So you can click on the help and you can connect to somebody by clicking ask, and it'll connect to somebody on our support team, and we'll be able to assist you. But if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call or email us. We're glad to help. Don, I'm going to get it back to you.
Okay, great.
All right, Don should be coming your way.
Okay, cool. Okay. Well, Alex, thank you for doing that. And everything that Alex told you was the truth, and their live chat feature is pretty good because it actually works. Some of these live chats don't. So that's one good thing I like about Distributor Central is they pitch what they have and they don't run off and hide from you. So I've known them forever, and Alex has told you exactly some great things, and take advantage of what they have. So let me there. I'm sorry. There's my screen's back now.
Yeah, I can see
Okay,
it.
I want to talk to you about QR codes, and QR codes came out real heavy, and I don't think people actually knew how to use QR codes when they came out. But with the pandemic coming out, a lot of restaurants went to QR codes where you would scan those to see menus or different information, and because of that, it forced people to use them. And Sticker U is a great supplier if you just need one sticker, and I have known them since they've started, but they have QR code stickers that you can put on cans, you can put them on bags, you can put them on inside box stickers. You can put them on, they have sheet stickers, they have retail packaging, and they even have them that can go on the side of your car. And I think that coming back and now talking to not distributors, to customers about QR codes, I think that people have a better basic understanding of them than they did earlier, because I've been forced to use them, because I'll be honest with you, I was scared to click on the thing. I didn't know how to use it. I know that sounds kind of lame, but that was just me. But promo@stickeru.com if you'd like to have some QR code sticker samples. I think it's a great way for you to show your customers that you are taking something that maybe they don't understand and helping them, because it's a great way to keep up with what a customer is actually doing with their products to sell them to their customers. Now, another way to receive lower pricing is to sell continuity programs. And the uniforms I talked to you about, that's certainly a continuity program, but also selling name badges is one too. And I've always talked about ID Line in these webinars, because I know Eric Johnson, who runs ID Line. That's another family-owned supplier. They are an up and up supplier. And at one time, I had 5 major hospitals in Dallas and Fort Worth. I was like that guy sitting there on easy streets, not like that anymore. But at one time, I had 5 major hospitals giving me orders for $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 piece badge orders at a time. And I was just sitting there taking out reorders. And I admit I got a little lazy on it. And then I lost one of those hospitals, and I thought, oh goodness, you need to get out here and get some new customers, which I did. But continuity programs are a great way, and name badges are a great thing to sell to hospitals or any other big company. And Janders@idline.com if you'd like to have a name badge sample kit. And there's a great free screen charge on the screen right there for ID Line. So here's my continuity program going on about Edwards Garments. Once you get them to buy those from you, if you sold a casino, those uniforms, people, they take them home with them, they lose them, or whatever happens to them. But this is a continuity bride program, because they're always, whoever's buying uniforms is always having to rebuy them over and over and over again. So name badges and uniforms are great ways to get repeat orders from customers all the time. Now, here's a product that I learned about from Snuggs. I talked to you about their one-day service and their augmented reality. Well, this is this can holder that was shown on the Shark Tank, which will open, it'll split the can top right off of a craft brewery can, so you can actually drink the beer right out of the can. This is a brand new product. It is so cool. I've gotten out a lot of times and sold orders by being the first person to have those. Back when I used to work trade shows or go to trade shows, I would wait till the last hour of the show, and I would go around and have suppliers give me samples that they were just going to send back or throw away. And I would take those home with me, and I would get those out to my customers first the next day or the day after that. And so this is the same kind of idea, where if you go show these to your customers, you're going to be the first one. And it's customer care at snuggsyusa.com if you'd like to have a sample of this. It's just a really cool thing for a certain market, like if you were calling on the craft breweries to sell them the beer tap holders from Apogee. Now, I always carried like 5 or 6 catalogs with me, or products with me, that I could show to any customer at any price range. So if I was out seeing somebody and they said, well, Don, I've got an opening come up, what do you think? Well, the 5 products that I would carry were ones that everybody could use. And like one I picked up lately is from Bensel. It's a Smash Light. This is really a neat little product. I've seen this work, that little LED lights. This is really bright, and it is a cool, full color printed product. So get you about 5 different items that you could carry all the time. And if you'll do that, you'll make sales or get commitments from orders on the spot, instead of saying, well, let me think about it and get back to you. You got a deal, you got a deal. Now let's talk about how many toothbrushes we need. We're back to bottled water here. I go to the dentist all the time, and every time I go there, they give me another toothbrush and a little thing of toothpaste. I use the toothpaste, but I've got so many brushes, I bet you I've got 25 of them. I wish my dentist would give me a bottle of water, because every time I go get my teeth cleaned, my teeth are in pretty good shape. I'm thirsty when I leave there. And they give me that brush and they give me that toothpaste and the floss, but I'm thinking, why don't you give me a bottle of water? That's something I would really like to have. And if you've got kids, you're taking them to the orthodontist. Orthodontists are not cheap. There's a label for an orthodontist right here at the bottom of the screen. So when you go to the dentist or any place you do business with, you go to your dry cleaners, sell them bottled water, do business with people that do business with you. But I'm telling you that your dentist is a great prospect for bottled water, or the orthodontist. Again, Brian at alexasprings.com if you want some samples, and there's a nice little skip a column coupon from Alexis Springs on the screen. And I'm gonna pitch you on this spring water process again. There's the Ouachita National Forest, and it's about 45 miles west of Hot Springs. That's where that water comes from, not from that sewer treatment plant. So if you'll email Brian at alexasprings.com, he'll send you some water samples. There's their pricing sheet on the left, shows you the actual pricing, and there's 7 shipping locations. So I know I've talked about bottled water, but Alexis Springs is here close to me, and I know the owner really well, and they're trying to sell you a great quality product that your customers will enjoy. Now, you need to also improve your closing skills. A lot of distributors are good at setup, but they're not good at closing. So the way I improve my closing skills is I only deal with decision makers. I don't offer 100 choices. Like on awards, if somebody wanted awards, I'd offer 3 choices from Apogee. I would not offer 50. A lot of distributors make the mistake of the more choices they offer, the more professional the person will think they are. Well, I don't think that's true. I think it's the other way around. I think you offer a limited number of choices and you'll close faster. Just like the American Made Cutlery sample there, you can get from American Made Cutlery. That's a great sample offer right there. That email to get that will be on my last slide. But these are 2 instances of products where you don't have to offer too many, just offer enough to show the person that you know what you're doing. Another booming market right now is the wedding market. A lot of times the people that put these weddings off, I just read an article about how the wedding business is absolutely phenomenal. How about selling quickie magnets imprinted with different wedding images? Now, Quickie's not going to send you actually wedding samples. They'll send you a sample kit, but you can take images like this and show your customer a wedding planner, a wedding chapel, a tuxedo company, floral companies, anybody dealing with weddings. This is a great invitation. It's beyond sending this an old school paper invitation. I think these are cute, and I think people would keep these and keep them forever. Now, we're almost finished here. I want to talk to you about exposing truths about overpriced mat rentals. A lot of distributors do not know about the mat rental business. People will pay $45, $50 a month to rent their mats from a company who will come out and supposedly clean them. A lot of times they don't do that. The mats are flimsy, they're dirty, and you can sell for logo mats, you can sell them a water hog mat for about $275. That thing will last almost forever. I'm not going to say it lasts forever, but that is cheaper in the long run. So if you want to sell customers, show them how you can save them money. And one thing you can save them money over is the mat rental business. And also, Logo Mats will email you these images on the screen to post on your Facebook account, so people will know that you can save them money with mats. Now, I buy a lot from family-owned suppliers. The reason being is these big mega owners or these big mega suppliers, they outsource their customer service to the Philippines or someplace else. And there's nothing bad about the Philippines, but they're not as product knowledge wise as family-owned suppliers. Family-owned suppliers, customer service people have been with them for years. So if you want help closing an order, you could call up Brandon at Southern Plus and say, Brandon, what do you think I should pitch this on? He'll tell you. Same with Jennifer Anders at ID Line. I talked to you about John at Apogee up there at the top right. Ken Burlekamp will talk to you and tell you how to sell motorcycle kick pad stands. Same with Trainers, family owned, and I've talked about Quickie, and Jim Pyre's down there at the bottom in the middle of the screen. And one thing I'll tell you about is Harvey Mackler owns Jim Pyre. I've known Harvey forever. He is one of the smartest men I've ever known in this industry. And who has the better burger? Would you rather have the burger from the family-owned burger place or from Burger King? I can tell you which one has the better burger, so I can also tell you that I think family-owned suppliers, not corporate-owned suppliers, also offer you a better chance at successful order fulfillment. There is Harvey's direct dial number. There's his email. You want to talk to a supplier, you can call up Harvey and he'll talk to you. You're not going to get that from a mega supplier. All they do is send you to customer service. You can't understand them. So I deal with family-owned suppliers because I get better results from them. And here's a product that Gempire has. Seed paper products would be great to be selling right now for spring. They have seed paper coffee wraps, postcards, coasters. They have certificate holders, door hangers. They have seed sticks, and they even have business cards. I have business cards with my logo on them that are seed paper cards. So if I take my seed paper cards out with me and my Dash Connect card, man, I've got everything in the world I need to do to connect with a new prospect. Seed paper samples are Harvey at Gempire.com. Now I want to mention to you about David again with the Smart EQP program. Check out that video at smarteqp.com/Don. Just watch his presentation. You sign in, you can watch it. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's not. But of all these group buying programs, his is the best. I've known David for 20 years. I would vouch for what he tells you because I know all of these people that do this, and some are not so good and others are better, which is exactly what I would say about David and his Smart EQP program. And so I want to thank you for listening. And if you would like to have the replay of this webinar, if you will email me, it's don@sellpromoproducts.com. I will send you the replay so you can watch it again if you would care to. And I believe these are the accurate email addresses for everyone that I talked about in the webinar that can help you with samples. Be happy to send them to you. And the Smart EQP program with David Blaze, that URL is up there at the top if you'll check that out. And then there are the individual email addresses for all the sample offers that I've discussed. If you'll take advantage of it, excuse me, I'm coughing, you'll do well. So I want to thank you for watching the webinar today. Email me if you'd like to have the replay, and I'll see you next month when we have another webinar, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching.